wearing the red, white, and blue trunks, weighing in at 135 pounds. His professional record reads 28 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw, and 22 wins coming by way of knockout. He now hails from Hobart, Indiana. Here is the challenger, Angel El Diablo Manfredy. His opponent in the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white trim. He also weighs in at 135 pounds. His professional record, 27 victories, 1 defeat, 14 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Denver, Colorado, introducing the WBC Lightweight Champion of the World, Stevie Little But Bad Johnston. 12 rounds for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the world.
Look at him, baby. I want to see you hug down.
Angel, Stevie, good evening, gentlemen. You were both given your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Okay.
When I asked Johnston what part of Manfredy's armor he had to take away from him tonight, he gave an unusual answer, Roy. His confidence. Manfredy is nothing if he is not confident.
That towel over there.
Stevie Johnston's last fight against a contender named Aldo Rios was a total stinker. They got booed in Las Vegas. Johnston doesn't like that. He's an aggressive fighter who likes to please the crowd. He's hoping to reverse anybody's bad memories of that fight with a rousing performance tonight. Manfredy was too strong and too quick for Ivan Robinson, twice conqueror of Arturo Gatti. So already his credentials at 135 pounds are impressive. And Johnston comes out seemingly determined to work early to the body.
He's a very poised fighter, Jim. He's beat a lot of good fighters already. He's not afraid of a guy like Manfredy.
Manfredy says, I'm not bothered by southpaws because I just fight them. I'm not worried about their stance or their tactics. I don't care where I put my foot. I'm going forward and taking it to these guys. It's always worked. It'll work again.
Some good body work by both fighters so far. Good left hand by Johnston.
Johnston firing a straight left hand through the guard of Manfredy. Manfredy with the 3-punch combination to the body a moment ago. Manfredy fighting more or less flat-footed as Stevie bounces up and down and fires the left over the top with commitment.
Right now, that bouncing up and down is not allowing Manfredy to come forward like he wants to do.
Johnston, who normally trains in Denver, packed up and moved his family to Las Vegas to train for this fight so that he could have the best possible sparring partners. He says young Vegas lightweight Augie Sanchez did a more than passable imitation of Manfredy. Now Manfredy pins Johnston against the ropes and looks for opportunities to work to the ribcage. And Stevie fights his way off the ropes.
This is great stuff we're seeing here from both fighters.
This is the fight Stevie Johnston actually wants, because he's the shorter of the 2 fighters, so he wants the inside game.
Manfredy digging his left hook to the body. Johnston with a left to the body and digs his right hook to Manfredy's ribcage. They trade again at close range. Manfredy landing 2 to Johnston's 1 in the last face-to-face exchange.
Very good. Breathe deep. Breathe deep. Very good first round. Breathe deep. Breathe deep. Breathe deep. Breathe deep. Big ones. Big ones. Big ones. Atta boy. Stevie, you didn't come back with the right hook like we told you, okay? It's all what we gotta tell you.
Drop that left hand, baby. That right hook is right there. You gotta throw it. That's what we're going to hit.
Don't worry.
Listen, you're reaching a little bit with your punches. I want you to step in, okay? Close your eyes and listen. When you start shooting that right hand, I want you right there. Throw yours, beat him to it, get off first, okay? You gotta beat him first.
Okay, guys, let's go.
CompuBox numbers in round 1. Johnston 15 out of 70. Manfredy 19 out of 67. Harold Letterman liked Stevie's action in round 1. CompuBox had Manfredy with a 16-9 edge in power punches. Johnston backing Manfredy up. You heard Angels trainer Sam Colonna asking him to step in closer so that he wouldn't have to reach for his punches.
Right now, Angel is fighting behind Stevie Johnston. He's not going to do very well fighting behind him like that.
What do you mean fighting behind him?
Well, he's letting Stevie Johnston start all the exchanges. And if Stevie starts the exchanges, more than likely he's going to get the better of him.
And also the fact that he's a champion, if it's a close fight, might give him an advantage.
It's going to look much better for the champion being in control majority of the fight. And this is what Stevie meant by taking Manfredy's confidence. Not letting Manfredy do what he wants to do and what he's used to doing.
Now you heard Stevie Johnston's corner asking him to come back with the right hook to finish his combinations. He nodded, and there's the right hook. They're looking for that punch at the end of the exchanges.
Although he's backing up, he's still out in front of Manfredy though. See, Manfredy has to change that. That's what's going to happen if he stays in front of him right there.
Solid straight left hand up the middle by Stevie Johnston into the mouth of Manfredy. And now Manfredy chopping Johnston back with the right hand. Second time Manfredy has gotten Johnston backed into the ropes, and the second time Johnston pounded his way out to the middle of the ring.
I tell you, Jim, a lot of people underestimate little Stevie Johnston. It doesn't always look good, but he gets it done. He's a very effective fighter.
He doesn't look like he punches with authority, but his punches have effect.
Yes, they do, and they make his opponents respect him. And you also have to remember that James Page is a big puncher as a welterweight. So you know he had to be a big puncher at 135.
You're going too low, Stevie.
Angel Manfredy's wife and manager, Yvette, disdainfully said Angel will knock out Stevie within 5 rounds. Johnston has never even been knocked down.
And that doesn't mean that Angel couldn't do that, because Angel is a good puncher himself. But it doesn't seem like that would be very difficult.
Johnston once again moving up on the balls of his feet, beating Angel Manfredy to the punch. Manfredy coming back to the body and to the head.
Angel needs something big right now.
Left hand by Johnston momentarily wobbled Manfredy as the second round comes to a close.
Listen, you're giving this guy too much respect. You understand? Don't worry. I don't want you giving this guy no respect. No, I'm getting tired. Keep your hands up. Watch that lead he's throwing. You got to get off first, okay? Yes. Don't give this guy no respect. Forget about that shaking hands. Yes. I want you to get off. You understand? Yes. I want you to have that killer instinct in you.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
I don't want him near you. I want you.
After that body, come back to that right hook. All right? You gotta have right hook, baby. You gotta have right hook. Double up on it, up and down. You looking great, Steve. You looking great.
Somebody says shut up. Somebody says shut up. But you gotta keep working. You gotta keep working. When you get inside, you cannot be just waiting for him to punch first. Right. You punch first. Okay. All right?
Johnson bookended that round with left hands. That was early in the round, and this is late in the round once again.
Johnston, according to CompuBox numbers, 27 out of 81 in the second round. Manfredy only threw 59 punches. Stevie Johnston had it going the way he wanted, particularly in the closing seconds of the round.
And one thing Stevie Johnston also knows is that it's very difficult for you to hit a moving target. He won't stand still for Manfredy, so it's harder for Manfredy to hit him.
Manfredy boxes him in and goes body head with the right and the left. Manfredy wants to trap Stevie Johnston against the ropes, but just as trainer Sam Colonna pointed out, Manfredy's still giving Stevie a lot of respect as he backs away from the frontal assault by Johnston. Johnston pushing Manfredy back. Still starting most of the exchanges.
Let him go.
Against Ivan Robinson, Manfredy had the time to pick spots. Johnston is not giving him that time, Roy.
He's a very busy fighter. That's what I mean when I say he's out in front of Manfredy. He's not allowing Manfredy to think, and he's slowly sort of taking Manfredy out of his fight. Manfredy needs something big to happen to change things around a little bit.
And Stevie is able to fire punches while still moving his head, making it hard for Manfredy to find a way to set and land. 1, 2, 3 by Manfredy. Gets a response from his roos in the crowd. And he digs with a right-hand body shot as Stevie Johnston tries to come back with the left hand. Upstairs, down to the belly again upstairs. Johnston setting up the left with the right and seizing the momentum once again.
He won't let Angel get into this fight, Jim. Every time Angel does something, he does something back to make up for it.
Johnston rallying and rallying to keep momentum under his control. Backing Manfredy up now in the latter stages of round number 3.
All of this is happening because he's out in front of Manfredy. He's not being still for Manfredy. Manfredy's a still target for him.
Manfredy digging concertedly to the body with the right hand, trying to take some of the steam out of the very busy Stevie Johnston.
Angel, keep him up. Angel going too low, Angel.
Frank Cappuccino warning Manfredy to keep his punches up.
Right now, Manfredy is getting tattooed in the ring rather than outside the ring as he normally does.
Johnston with a right to the body and then snaps Manfredy with a little right hook. Some sizzling rallies in the third round for Stevie Johnston.
Now you say we talking.
Now we talking, baby. Now we talking, baby.
You digging to that body.
Ready.
He's hitting me low.
Another good round for Stevie.
No, we can keep you low. You keep him low. What are you waiting for, Bobby Chacon? When I tell you Bobby Chacon left, because you know what you have to do.
Don't worry about it. Hit him back in the right hook, just like in the gym. When you team your nuts, you hit him back in his nuts. All right?
Once you start getting that rhythm, you got to start punching. Okay? It's too fast for you to come. You got to make the opening. Don't wait for the opening. You make the opening. You understand? You pushing back. You start pushing right uppercut, the right hook. Okay? You're not doing it. Okay? You're waiting for that counter, and by the time you throw it, he's out of there. Okay? Okay. Stay relaxed. Stay relaxed. Stay relaxed.
Letterman, how do you have it scored through the first 3 rounds?
30-27, 3 rounds to nothing in favor of the champion, Stevie Johnston. I think he's doing a great job, I'll tell you. And the reason I like him so much is the effective aggressor, landing the cleaner, harder shots, and it's that right hand. Southpaws generally don't have great hands. He does have a great hand. Look at that great left combination. I think Stevie Johnston's carving him up so far, Jim, based on aggressiveness and clean punching.
I have it 2 rounds for Johnson, 1 round even at first.
Manfredy with a little mouse under the right eye.
Good body shot by Manfredy.
Excellent body shot.
Left and a right. Johnston pounding his left hand to the body and then just sticking and poking upstairs, keeping the punch count up.
Go, 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 go.
Manfredy whacking to the body. Cappuccino was about to warn him for a low blow and realized it wasn't.
Stevie Johnston is controlling this fight with a jab right now.
Angel Manfredy's trying to change the momentum by going to the body almost exclusively.
All right, stop punching, both of you. Stop punching, both of you. Stop punching. Now, I want you both to keep your punches up. You're going low and you're going low.
Stevie Johnston beginning to swell around his right eye.
He's been swollen since round 2.
Manfredy is good and quick with the left hook. If he can get to Johnston's right eye with it, and Manfredy going back to the body again.
Too low, brother. Let's go, let's go.
Cappuccino again warns Manfredy for a low blow. I think it was pretty borderline.
No, it was low, but he didn't try to do it.
Whether he tried
Pros, man.
trying or not, you go low, you go low.
Let him out. Break. Step back.
I think that the referee is doing an excellent job of warning them just to avoid problems later on.
And now Manfredy begins to close the distance between himself and Stevie Johnston.
Yeah, he's closing the distance, but he still is not landing punches right now, Jim. He's closer, but he's still missing. Good body shot by Manfredy.
Left hand missed upstairs by Stevie Johnston. Manfredy made him pay with the right hand to the body. Johnston swelling around the right eye. Manfredy with a mouse under his right eye.
Breathe deep. Breathe deep.
Fellas, let me do my job. Please.
Cappuccino,
Let me do my job.
Oh, I let you do your job, but 4 or 5 times. Remember what we say in the rules meeting?
Please,
2 times and
don't
take a
worry.
point.
Keep turning the shoulders, baby. Deep breath, deep breath. You looking great. You looking great. Okay, but you gotta keep coming back. Listen up, keep.
And throw your punches relaxed.
There you see Angel Manfredy's shoes. If he forgot his shoes, you can be sure he couldn't get those from some preliminary fighter, as Stevie Johnston did.
No shot. You got the right hook. I want you to throw it. Throw it short. Stay relaxed. Stay relaxed. Stay relaxed.
Good look at Stephen Earl Johnston.
But as Spike Lee would say, it ain't the shoes.
Stevie lives down the street from the mayor in East Denver. If you've been to the Natural History Museum, it's that neighborhood. Rather lovely. In round 4, by CompuBox numbers, Johnston was 22 out of 87. Manfredy was 23 of 68. 21 of the 23 power punches, many of them to the body. Round 5 of a scheduled 12. Stevie Johnston's World Lightweight Championship on the line. Now Johnston not throwing enough, and Manfredy getting a chance to put some combinations together.
Yeah, but you can believe Stevie's not going to allow Manfredy to get his confidence. Anytime Manfredy does something, he comes right back at Manfredy to let him know as though you challenged me and I am the champion, I'm getting mine back.
Johnston determined to back Manfredy up now. Angel backing off the ropes. Backs to the other side of the ring. Stevie Johnston going forward.
Let him out, let him out, let him out.
I don't think I've seen 2 guys go at each other's bodies like this in a long time. Really just hacking away at each other.
It's a war in there. contact lightweight bout. Johnston's an aggressive fighter. He's not exactly difficult to find. Likewise, Manfredy.
Manfredy definitely the quick on the two.
Johnston came in the more determined. Let's see who weathers the middle rounds with all this body punishment being traded back and forth.
Get him loose, get him loose.
This is the fight I'm sure Stevie Johnston wanted anyway, but with Manfredy being the lighter fighter, moving up from the junior lightweight division to lightweight. Good combination by Angel.
And a hard right hand up the middle. Angel starting to get 3 and 4 punch combinations put together, a good deal more than was the case in the early going.
Keep going to that body. Keep going now.
Stevie, for some reason, you punch 3 times and then you stop. Why? Are you tired?
No.
Okay, let's go. They're not gonna give you nothing over here. You see the referee? He's with them. Okay? Let's go. 4, 5, 6 punches. Don't throw no 2 punches. Okay?
Come on, you gave him that round, baby.
They're not gonna give you nothing over here.
Backing up. I want him backing up. Okay? Because when he backs up, that's when you do your best. Right. Okay? Pick your shots and throw that straight right hand in the chest. Okay? Right in the chest, throw it. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
All right, you gotta start doing this. Let's go.
Okay, guys.
Take it to him.
Well, so much for Yvette Manfredy's prediction of an Angel Manfredy knockout of Stevie Johnston within the first 5. We go now to the 6th round of the scheduled 12. I don't think anybody took that prediction terribly seriously, given Johnston's long record of never having been knocked down. Vicious right hand body shot by Manfredy.
And he has 2, Johnston has 2 brutal fights with a big puncher in Cesar Bazan.
And was never close to being knocked down.
That's what I'm saying. Good body shot.
By Johnston, reaching forward with the left hand. Johnston seizing the energy momentum here in the first minute of round number 6. Manfredy not punching nearly as often as he did in rounds 4 and 5. Manfredy was able to boost his work rate considerably in the 2 preceding rounds. Stevie Johnston backed off just a little bit. Now Johnston comes out aggressively again in the first round, and again, he's bouncing on his feet. When he does that, Manfredy has trouble finding it. When Johnston stops bouncing, Manfredy throws 3 punch combinations.
Manfredy appears to be gaining momentum here, though.
Well, you heard his corner asking him to keep going forward and back Johnston up. There's been a war of wills about that throughout much of the fight. Some moments Manfredy's been able to drive Johnston backward. Some moments it's been the other way around. Johnston's corner seems to have stopped for the moment the swelling of Johnston's right eye. It doesn't seem to be getting any worse. Manfredy's right eye gradually closing from round to round, but it hasn't really bothered his vision yet.
Both fighters seem to be very disciplined. They're both doing what their corners asked for. Manfredy's coming forward like his corner asked. Oh,
great combination by Johnston. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the left hand landed solidly. And then Manfredy trying to get back with a left hook. Good round for Stevie.
Can you fight the whole fight like that? You think you can fight the whole fight like that? Eh? Yep. Okay. Let's do it now. Hit him with a straight left. I'm trying, Chris. All right. Come on, baby. That's all I want.
Sit together now. Okay? Giving this guy too much respect. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Come on. Okay? Let the punches go. Okay. Throw the right hand, throw the left hook after it. Not one punch at a time. One punch's not going to do it. You hit him. You hit him with a great right hand and you didn't come back with nothing. Okay? Come back with something. Okay.
There's that combination early in the round. Left, right to the head, left to the body, and at the end of the round, which is a good time to do it from the point of view of influencing the officials, it's Johnson who comes on with a 4-punch combination.
So round 7 of a scheduled 12. Both fighters have had their moments. Harold Letterman, how do you have it so far?
4 rounds to 2, 58-56 in favor of the champion, little Stevie Johnston. Steve, I'll tell you, like Larry says, I was impressed. Stevie Johnston's very elusive. I swear to God, he makes Angel Manfredy miss, and he counters beautifully. And he's still using that right hand beautifully. But I love that side-to-side movement. Angel just can't get set because Stevie's always moving. Beautiful defense and good shots by Stevie Johnston.
So you gave Manfredy the 4th and 5th. That was fairly clear. Johnston took the 6th, and that's the way it is on the Letterman scorecard. Incidentally, you may have noticed during pre-fight introductions, one of the 3 official judges scoring the bout, previous to this one, the Gaddy bout earlier this evening, was Harold's daughter Julie. But it only went 1 round, so we didn't get a chance to see the disparity in their scoring. Now back to this one, and Johnston rallying again as Manfredy backs him against the ropes.
All right, break. Step back, break.
Good body shot by Manfredy. He's doing very good body work in this fight. I like the body work by Angel.
Stevie's able to block some of the body punches with his arms and elbows, but you go ahead and pound away, right, Roy?
Yeah, you can't block them all, that's for sure. But Stevie's doing pretty good body work here himself.
Well, as Larry pointed out previously, both fighters determined to get to the ribcage. There's a right hand landing from Manfredy, and now a left hook inside as well.
Right hook landed by Stevie Johnston then.
We haven't had a fight like this in a long time.
Oh, good double hook.
2 quality professional prize fighters standing there and testing each other.
Good body shot again by Angel.
As you saw between rounds, neither swelling eyes likely to be a big factor unless something changes. Both eyes seem to be under control now. Manfredy's vision not bothered, neither is that of Stevie Johnston.
The problem is that Angel's hitting Stevie with everything he wants to hit him with, and Stevie just seems to come even harder.
Like a truck, just coming right at him. Coming through that body punishment, which did so much damage to Ivan Robinson out in the desert.
Stop punching and step back, both of you. Bell.
Good fight in the best traditions of boxing after dark. And earlier this evening, Arturo Gatti made his return to the HBO airwaves and scored a 1-round knockout over Reyes Munoz, a journeyman from Erie, Pennsylvania, getting by far the biggest paycheck of his career. Munoz was so troubled after the right-left combination that knocked him out at the end of round 1 that authorities here took absolutely no chances, stabilizing Munoz on a stretcher and removing him to a nearby hospital where we're told he is in stable condition and will undergo a CAT scan. His entire family, his mother who made the trip up from New Jersey, his 5 brothers, his wife, his 2 children, all with him at this time as they watch him carefully for any signs of neurological damage. Round 8 of a scheduled 12. Lightweight championship of the world on the line. Title holder Stevie Johnston in the blue trunks, seemingly holding a small margin on the scorecards to this point against Angel Manfredy. Good fight. Both fighters doing a lot of damage to the body.
Yeah, Stevie Johnston has a cut over his right eye right now, Jim. That could be a problem later on.
Stevie Johnston has gone the distance in 8 of his last 10 fights. All of his 7 championship fights have gone the distance. His trainer, Miguel Diaz, whom you've heard a lot tonight, quite outspoken, predicted this one would go the distance. Now there's a little trickle of blood on the face of Stevie Johnston. Could be that swollen right eye, which has now begun to bleed.
He has a cut over his right eye.
Got a cut over his right eye.
Yes.
It looks like it's in the corner of the right eye.
So a new concern for Johnston now. Just under 2 minutes to go in the 8th. Johnston was cut over that right eye twice in 1997 against Jean-Baptiste Mendy and Saul Duran. Incidentally, in the Duran fight, he threw 1,259 punches. Tonight, Stevie's averaging over 80 punches around, which is a high work rate.
Yeah, but these body shots can lessen that.
Johnston going to the body after Manfredy comes at him. Manfredy goes back to Stevie's body. They trade ribcage assaults at close range.
2 well-schooled fighters.
Double left hook upstairs by Manfredy. Again, Stevie Johnston walks right through it and drives Angel back.
And always lands his own punches at the end of every exchange.
Straight left hand by Johnston. Manfredy pounding to the rib cage out of the peekaboo. Look at the champion keep his man off balance. Just throwing too many punches for Angel to get in a combination. And here comes Manfredy with a big left hook. Supporters of both fighters on their feet as round 8 comes to a close. Both men trying to rally. Woo!
If they can stand it, I can.
Put him down.
And the man who's doing all the talking in Stevie Johnston's corner, Miguel Diaz, is also the cut man, and he's gone to work on Stevie's right eye across the ring. There's a look.
Right back down to the bottom. Right down. Hey, Steve, I'm killing you. You got to do more.
Absolutely the same place where it was cut against Mendy.
You see what
and
you're
Saul
doing when
Duran.
you're throwing punches? He's vulnerable. Anytime you throw punches, he's vulnerable. Okay? That means that when you throw it, he catch him.
Here's that incredible exchange, the end of the round. Watch Johnson as he ducks punches, finds his target. Beautiful exhibition of not getting hit and hitting.
And you saw Manfredy catching Johnston with a left hook. As that exchange came to a close. Brilliant round 8. They combined to throw 180 punches, according to CompuBox numbers. Landed 64 of them. 57 were power shots. Now into the 9th. Hard right hand by Manfredy drives Johnston back.
Okay. Give me your gloves. Stay away
Slippery
from this
canvas
here.
in the
It's wet.
center of the ring. Oh, that's interesting. Cappuccino tells him to stay away from the center of the ring.
Because that sign is very slippery once it gets wet.
Well, that's an instruction I never heard before.
I haven't heard that either.
But it's a good one if, in fact, it is slippery from all of the water falling off of both fighters.
Good left hand.
Great left hand by Stevie Johnston right into the mouth of Manfredy.
Stevie Johnston used a good lateral movement here not to let Manfredy back him against the ropes. Good body shot by Manfredy.
Manfredy blocking the Johnson left.
The lateral movement always makes it hard for Manfredy. See right here where Stevie gets him the way he can't really get off.
How about the energy of Stevie Johnston? We're in the 9th round of a pitched battle against a terrific fighter, and Johnston still is able to get up, move around on his feet, create angles, turn away from Manfredy, and create a puzzle in there for Angel to solve.
His conditioning is one of his strongest points, Jim. He's not a big puncher. He's not the most skillful guy you ever seen, but he's always in very good condition. Stays busy.
Fights the full 3 minutes of the full 12 rounds. That's the Stevie Johnston style. That's his commitment. Angel Manfredy has never had a knockout past the 8th round.
Good left hand by Johnston.
International judging panel brought here by the governing body. One from California, one from New Jersey, one from Belgium.
All the way back, all the way back.
More and more, it looks as though those 3 judges will be making a tough decision. Throughout this month, HBO Sports continues to present Fists of Freedom, the story of the '68 Summer Games. A documentary which examines the social forces that led to Tommy Smith and John Carlos raising their black-gloved fists at the 1968 Mexico City Olympics and the impact this demonstration had on sports and on the United States of America. See for yourself why television critics across the nation have referred to Fists of Freedom as, quote, brilliant, powerful, and a should-see documentary.
Okay? Throw punches like you mean something. You throw punches like you don't want to hurt the guy.
Leave the championship round.
You know what the wife say? They're gonna take the breath out of your kids. That's what they're talking about. When she say they're gonna kick your ass in 5 rounds. Okay? Let's go, man.
We often see when a fighter is fighting a southpaw, their feet meet. You saw Manfredy step on the front foot of Johnston and land a right hand. Right.
Yeah.
Don't these punches hurt? I mean, they're really hitting each other.
Yeah, but your adrenaline is so pumped right now until it doesn't really bother you, especially a guy like Stevie Johnston.
Round 10 of a scheduled 12. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Jim, to me, it's not a close fight. 7 rounds to 2. 88-83. Favorite of champion, little Stevie Johnston. Jim, in my eyes, he's outboxing him beautifully. He sticks that right hand out. He gets him off balance. Manfredy will score one good hook every so often. He'll grab him, will tie him up, but he's totally off balance. Stevie Johnston just carrying the fight to him, totally outboxing him, making him look bad. I think Johnston's winning the fight.
I have it 5 rounds to 3 and 1 even for Johnston.
You're both holding. Let him out.
With Shane Mosley having abandoned his lightweight title to move up in weight to the welterweight division, basically these 2 fighters are fighting for recognition as the best lightweight in the world right now.
Manfredy was the one who openly said, I'm going to take over where Mosley left off. He beat everybody in this division. I'll do the same. Stevie Johnston openly said for years that he wanted to fight with Shane Mosley. Now Mosley has gone too far north. Johnston will satisfy himself trying to beat Manfredy.
hook. Both of these guys are taking some enormous punches here in this fight, Jim.
Both of these guys take punches pretty well. Although Miguel Diaz said he thought Manfredi's chin was questionable off the right hand from Mayweather that hurt him in setting up the second round knockout. Mayweather's a pretty special talent.
Oh, good left hand.
Excellent left hand across the top by Stevie Johnston. Johnston ducking and slipping along the ropes, firing back and landing against Manfredi.
He's little but bad, Jim.
Another good Stevie Johnston rally, and they're standing in Colorado. Maybe the best fighter ever to come out of Denver.
No doubt in my eyes.
Manfredi coming back with a couple of solid body shots. But Stevie Johnston's fans are cheering with 10 rounds in the books.
I told you, boy. You got it, man. You got it. That's what you want. You got it. You got it, Stevie. Breathe deep. Put some water in top. Put some water in top. Fuck Manfredi. You got it, man. Keep sticking to that body every chance you get. Hard. Give me from there. 1, 2. Stay here with me. Stevie. You see what you're doing? When you go in power, you don't miss a punch.
Yeah, you got to step it up these next 2 rounds. Okay? It's got to come up in here, right here. Right here, it's got to come. Okay?
What a round for Stevie Johnston in the 10th. Look at the CompuBox numbers. Johnston, 50 of 98 in the 10th round, landing 51% of his punches, fighting with a swollen and bleeding right eye, but limiting Manfredi to only 24 connects and 70 blows, a round dominated by Johnston.
Go, 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 go.
Frank Cappuccino says go ahead and fight. The 11th round has begun. Manfredi switches to a southpaw stance. I don't think that's going to bother Stevie.
Not at all. Makes it easier for him, actually.
And it's an admission that he was having trouble doing what he does.
That's what I thought he'd get hit with right there.
And it gives Manfredi a chance to eat Stevie Johnston's lead left hand, and now Manfredi goes back to his conventional stance. Now Manfredi goes back to the southpaw stance. Fighters love to boast. And yesterday, Manfredi bragged to us that in the wake of the Robinson fight, where he earned the decision, he didn't think anybody should go the distance with him again. If he really believed that, he and his people dramatically underestimated Stevie Johnston.
I think everybody underestimates Stevie Johnston.
Everybody except me. I know him from a long ways back.
You saw him in the amateurs for years and years.
Very, very, very few times I saw Stevie lose fights. He always found a way to win in the amateurs.
He fought 3 times with Mosley in the amateurs and won 1 of them, which tells you that he was a classy amateur. And as we pointed out before, he's beaten Page and Mitchell early in his career. Big guys, and that he has fought and beaten better fighters than Manfredi has.
Angel Manfredi seems determined to fight almost all of the 11th round in the southpaw stance. Now he goes back to his conventional stance. I don't know what he got out of the southpaw action other than a couple of hard left hands from Stevie Johnston.
And he's about to catch another one.
Johnston with a right hand lead.
I told you he's about to catch another one.
Johnston's confidence soaring as he sees Manfredi resorting to what probably appears to him to be a desperation tactic.
It is, and just like he told you, he wasn't going to let Manfredi get his confidence, and that's exactly what he's not doing.
Hard right hand by Manfredi.
He's not letting Manfredi gain any confidence.
3-punch combo by Stevie. Hard left hand by Johnston. Missed with that one. Both of Manfredi's eyes now swelling. A under the 11th round assault of Johnston.
Manfredy is trying as hard as he can. Johnston is a little bit too much for him.
Too much experience there.
You got it already, man. You got this fight, man. Do the same motherfucking thing this kid. You do the same thing and you still in the feeling, okay? You do the same thing and you still. I don't want any other difference.
Show ball like that, you gotta stay on top of him. You gotta be right with him. You're a little bit too far away. Stay with him.
Okay? Don't tell me all right, you're gonna do it, okay? You're gonna do it?
Last round.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's it, baby. This is it right here.
Be careful what you wish for because you may get it. And Freddie wished for Johnston and he is getting him. Later in the round, straight hard jab.
Over here.
A gutsy performance.
Go ahead.
By Manfredy. An outstanding performance by Johnston so far.
And Harold Letterman with Stevie Johnston well ahead on his card. And Freddie trying to mount a last round rally.
It will have to be a hell of a rally.
If you're looking at it from our angle, you suspect it has to be a knockout. And Stevie Johnston seems to have had the edge in quite a number of rounds.
Break, both his step back.
You have to give Manfredy an A for effort, though. He definitely deserves an A+ for effort.
Well, he's an honest fighter all the way through.
That's right. He's trying everything he can. He just can't quite break through, Steve. But he's trying everything that he knows how.
Steps into that southpaw stance again and fires away with the right hand to the body. And Freddie trying to set something up. Johnston grabbing him and wrestling him aside. Cappuccino steps in and says box.
All that's about is confidence. All that's about is not letting him gain any confidence.
Come on.
Stevie
Let's
grabbing
wind
and
up straight,
bouncing.
man.
All of this stuff is about confidence right now, Jim. Trying to make sure he doesn't let Manfredy get too confident.
Angel Manfredy lost 2 of the first 5 fights of his career and then cruised for years before losing to Floyd Mayweather in a lightning second-round knockout in December of this past year. 2 of his 3 losses by knockout. He's only fallen on the scorecards 1 time.
All right, break, step back, Angel.
Stevie Johnston is quite accustomed to working his way to decisions. Left hook lands for Manfredy. Johnston comes forward off the ropes. Manfredy with a little bit the better of it here in the closing round as his energy lifts him to rally after rally. But Stevie Johnston, believing he's in control, looks to be just trying to finish the fight safely.
Which is very smart.
He's a pro. Hard left hook by Manfredy. But Johnston's chin has proven more than equal to the occasion.
A granite chin. But like I told you, you got to look at his record. You beat James Page and Sharmay Mitchell. These are 2 of the biggest punches you're going to find for your respective weight divisions.
Both of them knocking out opponents regularly at 140, Mitchell, and 147, Page. Johnston with a little early celebration, and the bell sounds to end a barn burner of a fight in the woods of Connecticut. Outstanding effort by both fighters.
2 well-conditioned boxers.
And Freddie's body language tells you that he is aware he may not have gotten the best of it here. Stevie Johnston is smiling and celebrating. Harold Letterman, what's your final number here?
Well, Jim, I just didn't think it was a close fight. 117, 111, 9 rounds to 3, little Stevie Johnston. You know, Jim, you can't hit what ain't there. And Stevie Johnston wasn't there when Angel Manfredy threw his power shots. Stevie was moving, bobbing, weaving, keeping that right jab in Angel's face, keeping him off balance, never giving him a chance to get set. I thought Stevie Johnston did a beautiful job in outboxing the power puncher. I mean, I just can't see how they can take the title from Stevie Johnston. I really believe he won this fight with just better movement, harder punching, cleaner punching, and more effective punching.
As we await the decision, and if you were with us for the first bout of the evening, we can report now that Reyes Munoz was given a CAT scan at a nearby hospital after being knocked out in the first round by Arturo Gatti. The CAT scan showed that Munoz did in fact suffer a concussion, but he is now fully conscious and recovering well, and there appears to be no significant brain damage, that stuff, to Reyes Munoz. Momentary loss of concentration by the announcer, though. We're ready now for the decision. Let's go to ring announcer Mark Biro to find out who won. Manfredy lifts Stevie Johnston in the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Tommy Kazmarek scores it 116-112. Judge Terry Smith scores it 116-112. And Judge Bob Logis scores it 118-111 to the winner by unanimous decision and WBC Lightweight Champion of the World, Stevie Johnston.
General agreement among all three judges. A clear decision for Stevie Johnston, the champion. Final punch stat numbers bear this out. Johnston's landing more, throwing more, and landing at a similar connect percentage to Manfredy. All in all, it was Johnston's energy, his commitment throughout the bout, the way he seized the initiative from the first round on and made Manfredy fight his fight. A textbook example of how a champion maintains control en route to a clear decision in holding on to his title. And Larry Merchant is standing by with the champion, Stevie Johnston, right now.
Thank you very much, Jim. Congratulations, Stevie. Thank you. Before the fight, you said you had to take his confidence away. Did you achieve that?
I want to thank God, my two uncles, and Miguel Diaz, Pat Berry, Don, Steve Forbes, Augie Sanchez. There's a whole bunch of people in Las Vegas that helped me get ready for Manfredy. And back to your question, yes, because in the press conference, he was talking stuff. And I told you, I hate people that talk stuff.
So that was a motivation for you to make sure he couldn't get off fast, or what?
Well, it's always a motivation when somebody woofed their mouth to me. I just hate that for some reason, because I think it's a sport. I don't think it needs to be bad mouth. I just think people need to go out there and box, get it over, shake hands, give each other a hug after the fight. You don't need to talk stuff.
What won the fight for you?
When he started talking stuff, I knew I had it in the bag.
Yeah, but in the ring, what did you see that enabled you to exploit him?
I hit harder. I hit harder than him. He was talking how strong he was. You know, I'm on EAS. That's the best stuff in the world. And I know he wasn't stronger than me, 135 pounds.
Where did you find him most vulnerable?
On the outside. He said he had fast hands, and I was just throwing my jab out there, and when he threw his right, I seen the counter with my left. You know, I think it was the outside boxing ability.
In the early rounds, it seemed like both of you were intent on chopping each other down in the bodies. What was the result of all of that?
Because remember yesterday when you talked to me, he said he was going to go to my body, and I told you I was going to go back to his body. I was just playing a mind game with him. And it didn't affect me none because I was still have my legs, I was still moving. But I think in the 6th round, because he said he was going to knock me out in the 5th, but in the 6th round, he was breathing hard. I felt him breathing hard. Then he started winging his punches at me, and I was just blocking him.
You had a slight cut over your right eye. It looks like it's going to need some stitches.
It was a headbutt, I think, in the 4th round.
Did it bother you at all, the blood coming down?
When it first happened, because, you know, it trickles real quick. But then Miguel's the best cut man there is, and he stopped it right away.
Miguel Diaz, at one point in the fight, said to you, you have to stop throwing just 2 punches. I want to see 3, 4, 5, 6. Immediately you started to try to follow those orders, and then you pulled away. Was that the key?
I hurt my hand. I hurt my left hand. They wanted me to come with a jab left hand with a right hook, either to the body or to the head. But every time I threw the left, I was just pawing it out there.
When did you hurt it?
I think in the 5th round. I think we went real hard at each other in the 5th round because he said that was the round he was going to knock me out in.
All right, thank you. You gave a pretty good exhibition of a guy who has two good hands. Thank you for a wonderful fight, Stevie. Jim?
And it'll be back to the drawing board for Angel Manfredy and his wife and manager, Yvette. They'll go back to their new home in Hobart, Indiana, and figure out what to do next. Well, maybe he'll get a little bit more respect. Terrific performance by a great young pro, Stevie Johnston.
Yeah, I think it's time that the world wake up and realize that Stevie Johnston is right now the best lightweight in the division. There's no question, no doubt about it. He's beat some enormous fighters. He always finds a way to win. If a champion can always find a way to win, I think he is truly deserving of that title.
And unlike the number of champions in the sport who win a title fight and then are looking to move up to go to another weight class because they're having trouble making weight or looking for bigger money, Stevie Johnston's a lightweight who's staying a lightweight.
And he's very content with that.
Let's go back up to Larry Merchant with the loser, Angel Manfredy.
Thank you again, Jim. Angel, it was a bristling fight. You gave it your all. He seemed to be beating you to the punch very often.
Well, first I'd like to thank my Lord, my Savior Jesus Christ, and I'd let the kids know out there, you pick the side, the devil's side or the angel's side. You want to go down and be the devil, or you want to go on the Lord's side and be successful in life? It was a good fight, you know. Stevie fought a good fight. I felt I pulled it out, you know, a split decision. I felt I had it though. He was hitting a lot of the glove. A couple shots he got off with little flurries and got the crowd real hyped up and all, and that probably gave him a little edge. But I cut him and I worked the body real good. I just couldn't get off like I wanted to, but yet I felt I still won the fight.
Do you think you did enough to take it away from the champion? Was it that much of a margin on your part?
No, I felt the fight was real close. You know, Stevie's a good champion. He's a good fighter, and it was a good fight. But I felt I landed the more effective shots. He threw a flash here, flash there.
You've gone for 2 titles now in the last 8 or 9 months. You have not achieved your goal. What's your thoughts about that now?
Well, it does not matter. I'm not a failure. I'm not gonna let this put me down. No, I'm not gonna let, you know, just because you lose, you shouldn't let it put you down. You know, I'm a true fighter, I'm a true warrior, and I'm God's soldier. And I'm gonna keep on going and keep on going and keep on going until I have my title.
Is there a possibility of a rematch with Gatti now?
Most definitely. I mean, we could do anything. Like I said, I told you, we could do Gotti, we could do the winner between Carter and Spadafora. We could do anything you want to do. You know, Angel gives HBO what they want, and I'll fight anybody, anytime, any place. You know it.
Thank you very much for a good fight, Angel.
God bless.
Thank you very much. Just his final thought here. With Shane Mosley, an absolutely wonderful fighter, having left the lightweight division, it's without the same kind of sensational sizzle, shall I say, that it had before. But in Stevie Johnston, it has a fiery little warrior, and I want to see the guy that's going to beat him. It may take Mayweather to do it, but right now, Stevie Johnston is the king of his world. Jim?
Nothing.